Hello, footies, and welcome back with another episode of FUT in Review. This is episode 670, and we are still heading towards number 750 in a couple of weeks. Well, months probably. We're still chasing Dream towards that number 1000. And talk about chasing Dream, it's time for the Dream Chasers promotion. My name is John, and I'll be your host today. And joining me is, of course, the King of the North, the Norwegian legend. If I would name all his nicknames today, this show would take an hour longer. But he's here. It's Ingve.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Ingve.
Hello.
And we are not alone. We are joined by a Scottish legend. And it's not actually Chris. Chris is still moving. He's actually building his own separate podcast studio. To be fair, he's building a nice little secret place in his garden, which is going to be a football Valhalla, actually, with all kinds of memorabilia. But because his wife can't know it, it's his podcast studio. So hopefully she doesn't listen to this show. But we are not joined by Chris. We are joined by the man formerly known as Talking Foot. It's John Kirkham. Hey, John.
John AAV, thanks again for having me on. Delighted to be here.
It's good to have you back on, mate. You are wearing a weird color though today.
Red.
I thought you were blue. Never mind.
Yeah, normally I'm team blue. Absolutely.
But it's good to have you on. And as always, it is a Friday. But before we start with our week in review, it's time for some housekeeping. Of course, the Creed event is almost done and dusted. We are almost signing off on the final list. It is from May the 12th to May the 16th. You can still join, but you can only join until next week because then we're closing everything off and we're making sure we get all the reservations in. Talking about housekeeping, next Tuesday we'll have Nathan back with Shaq, of course. That means they are recording the Tuesday Club, and that will be the last Tuesday Club for a while because, of course, happy news, Nate is going to be at that really soon. Hopefully not before next Tuesday, but it could also happen. But very likely after next Tuesday. So we'll be switching the podcast schedule to once a week. And maybe we'll do a bigger show. We'll see what happens. But no more Tuesday shows until everything or all the dust settles, I suppose. That out of the way, Ingvi, it is very important to ask you, how has this week in FUT been rated from 1 to 10, and why was it that number?
Week in Football Ultimate Team.
4.
Whoa. A 4 during FUT birthday. You need to explain that, my friend. And maybe next time we should start with John, by the way.
I thought I was going to be bad, but woo.
I haven't been too happy about the evolutions. There have been some gameplay things that's been off. The weekly completion thing that we're supposed to get a guaranteed for birthday pack has still not been fixed. The pack width has been awful. Not any cool SBCs. So it's not been that exciting this week for me, to be honest.
That's unfortunate to hear. I think this was one of the best promos so far. But I can see where you're coming from. John, it sounds like you weren't too positive either.
I probably got a 6.5. If I'm honest, similar to EV. I think the Evos, the coin ones, I didn't think were worth the coins personally from a team, and the free ones just weren't really good. I've actually not done some of the free ones because I'm thinking I'm not playing 12 games to put a trickster on a player that I don't use trickster, so I wasn't enamored with that. We've already spoken off record. There's still no goalkeeper evolutions. Probably won't be this cycle, so that's not great. The positives, I got my 35 points very quickly last week.
Well done.
So that was fine. Obviously, the previous week it collapsed. I was 8 minutes away from Div 1. I ended up in Div 3 when the season finished. Don't ask me what went wrong. The wheels came off the bus. The flames came. Everything just crashed. and therefore I started the season in Div 3, got my 35 points. That was nice and easy. But yeah, again, no pink players in my team apart from Trent, and I think everybody's got Trent. So I just felt a wee bit flat. That was all. What about you, John?
I've had a week where I wasn't able to play much. Did, of course, do some SPCs. I didn't pack any pink ones either this week. Well, last week, I think I packed Bonmati. I bought the Nusa card, which Ingrid recommended last week. Really fun card. I haven't been too much playing with him, but when he did, he was really fun to use. Petit packed last week, not this week, but also had a couple of good experiences with him so far. And of course, I did buy Marco van Basten from the market right after last week's podcast. So if you don't buy into the hype, but just 1 week later, he's actually really affordable. Bought him for 110,000, something like that. I think he actually went up in price after that. Really, really fun card. But all these cards are fun. But yeah, generally speaking, I think it was all right. Good 6.5, 6.5 for me, something like that. I think that's a decent. I wish I had played some more. Maybe that would have changed my experiences for the better or worse. But yeah, sometimes business goes first. All right. So yeah.
Well, yes, we need bread on the table.
Exactly. Else we can't do this either. So there's that. No, generally speaking, I quite like it. And if you're listening to the show, of course, leave us your rating of your week in foot in the show's description, because we like seeing them and we always appreciate that. And I want to see as more general feeling about what people think so far. Ingvi,
Yeah.
what does this week bring us?
Dream Chasers, kind of confusing name. When we saw it, it's a promo dedicated to highlighting players who have excelled in UEFA club competition this season. Dream Chaser items will showcase their incredible performance and achievement with upgrades worthy of those moments. The Dream Chaser ones are not live cards like the Road to the Finals.
But they look very similar to make it more easy to see.
Yeah, there are some similarities. So yeah, the Dream Chaser also will have a rich history of the 4 prestigious UEFA competition: Champions League, Europa League, Europa Conference League, and Women's Champions League. There's going to be icons and heroes in packs and SPCs and objectives. So there's a little bit of this and that, different stuff. And we also got a new icon added to the game as well. Legend, Mr. Beckenbauer.
He's here. I would show a picture, but not all sites have his picture already up.
He's a little bit shy, it seems.
Well, he's also shy on the market, so that goes without saying. I do have an up now, so I'll put him on screen. So if you're looking at the YouTube version, or Spotify version, you can, of course, also check that out. But yeah, 92 rated center defender Franz Beckenbauer.
Yeah, and he can
what do you
play
reckon?
center mid and CDM as well. So he's
It's
a
a nice
versatile
looking
player.
card. But I think, as you already know, there's a special coming next week, I think, or the week after. So let's just get him in now. But if you pulled him, I would use him. I think it's a nice looking card.
What are you thinking, V?
Yeah, it's a well-rounded card. Of course, it's not top notch, but really good passing. He's got good defending stats, quite okay physicals. Dribbling is, well, it's not what he was well known for either, so that's fair enough. 3-star skimmer, 3-star weak foot. I could have wanted maybe 4-star weak foot at least.
That's fine for a defender, though.
Yeah, if CDM. Yeah, but I think he's meant to be a center back because he has a ball playing defender plus. CDM is deep lying playmaker, and the same 1+. Same with center mid. But he's not a tall player. He is 5'11" or 181 centimeters. So I think he would suit best in maybe a back 3. I think he would be good there.
I quite like the fact that he has long ball plus and his passing stats are amazing. You don't see many defenders having these stats on passing.
And incisive pass as well. which is nice if you're going to use him as a ball-playing defender.
Long ball meta is here.
Interceptions 96, defensive awareness 95. Just beautiful.
So generally speaking, Invi, when I look at comments about this card, isn't he too slow?
If in a 3-back, I don't think he's going to be too slow. But in a 2-back system, unless you have one with more pace, I think you could struggle. Unless you're a really good manual defender. Because if you miss a tackle, he will struggle to catch up with the fast attackers. But if you have a fast one next to him, I think he should be really good. Because if someone gets close and he gets a tackle in, I think he would be able to win the ball quite a lot.
Yeah, I see people being really negative, but then again, 90% upvotes on him as well. So he's not extremely tall or something like that.
No, but he's a little bit expensive. He's extinct at 1.9 million. So, but I think the price will go down. So
he's got it all though, except the pace. If you look, like John said, sliding tackle 90, standing tackle 91, defensive awareness 95, interception 96.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
95 jumping as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just give him the ball and he plays, and don't let him be outpaced, I guess. He's not one for high line, but then again.
Yeah. Back 3, he would be really good, I think.
Yeah, but how many back 3s do you actually see, right?
Not many, but the ones that used it, I think they could have this card and be really happy about it if they can get him at a good price.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Try to get him. But John, you said next week we get a promotion card for him?
I think that was the rumour, that he's going to get a special card.
Promo card next week, next Friday. Yeah, they said it themselves in their information pitch note thing, I think it was.
Got to release the base first and then have the special. So
pretty cool though, although can you imagine? Well, the other side is that because he's a base icon, that could make some of these SBCs later on more interesting as well to do. So,
but you won't get him out an icon pick at the minute because there are no base icons in the icon picks.
No, true. But it will be soon. I promise you that. Yeah. But hey, he's there in V2 a couple of weeks. But is he what you hope for?
It was kind of expected stats, yeah. So I think they're well rounded. Many won't say he's meta enough, so they won't even try him. But if I pack him, I will absolutely try him because huge fan of the way he played when he was an active football player. So a huge legend of the game. So I would definitely try him and see if I get my hands on him.
Yeah. Let us know if someone packs him, what he does. I'm curious, but I'm not so curious that I want to snipe him. Or if I even have the funds to.
Yeah, I was going to say, John, you've not got the funds to snipe him.
No, but I'm pretending I would. Even if
Dream
I had,
chaser for John.
Oh, let me open a pack now. No, but generally speaking, quite good. What I don't really like them releasing base icons at this stage of the game because he'll get special cards. He will get later on an SBC. Perhaps we've seen it with Pirlo before as well. I think that's a little bit risky to invest in one of these players. But then again, it's cool to have more players in the game, and we can't say they're not updating the roster throughout the year. So yeah.
Well, you say that, John. I've had players at St Johnstone playing games since October this year, and they're still not in the game. But we'll not go down that road.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, can't really. That is definitely true. I will. Who else is in the gaming video? Is there certain someone who could be worth discussing today?
From the promo team, you mean?
Or an SBC, perhaps, somewhere.
Yeah, we can maybe start with the SBC. We got 2 player SBCs today. We got the Dream Chaser Dembele. He's had a great season so far, both in the league and in the Champions League. Rejuvenated player. I think he was.
You don't want to talk about his Champions League performance, I suppose.
I said he was great in Champions League. He's been insane the last few months. I think he started quite slowly, but I'm not sure it was October, November. He started performing, and he's been scoring and assisting for fun in pretty much all competitions. So that's a 1.1 millions, almost 1.2 millions SPC. And I have the Blueprint Evolution version of one of his cards, and I think that's maybe better than this one. So I'll be skipping this. A little bit. It's a solid card, not the best stamina, and he has the new low driven plus playstyle plus, which is nice, of course. So I think the card will be good in game, but it's a little bit expensive, I think, for me.
What do you think, John?
I think it's a very nice card. I certainly won't be doing it myself. I've got Malin, Nico Williams, Maradona. I play 4-4-2 and I need two wingers, but I've got Joe Cole. I've got so many wingers that I just couldn't put that money in to that player. I would rather use the money or coins or players into the other SBC.
Yeah, I think honestly the price is solid. I think 1.4 million, 1.3 million. Good, 5-star, 5-star. All the stats are in all the right places. I'm glad his finishing isn't up too much because then that card would be a must do. But I definitely think it's perfectly fine and a very much a could do, right?
There's so many.
Yes, I think it's a could do. I think obviously if you have French, PSG, past and present, etc., definitely. But for me, it's a could do, not a would do.
No, exactly. Yeah. Ingvi?
Skip for me.
A skip, a hard skip. Yeah, okay. You
Yeah,
get the other card.
I
Yeah,
have
okay.
the Blueprint one, so with the 3 playstyle pluses and everything, and it's a really good card. So this is not a there has some upgrades, but not many compared to what I have. So I don't think he would be worth it for me, to be honest.
But as we say that, I'll probably play a game and he'll destroy me. So there we go.
Yeah.
Oh yes, he'll destroy me as well. Of course, that's standard. But it's not. I think there are more interesting SPCs at the moment, maybe.
Do you have someone in mind, perhaps, on that one?
Yeah, we got both cool and a little bit frustrated. Pretty much everybody knows there's a 90 rated base Gullit SPC out. And 3 weeks later, now we have a 94 rated Gullit SPC out. That cost 4.6 million coins to do. And I would be quite sad if I just finished the base SPC, to be honest. I don't mind that he's getting a new promo card because it's been a while since he got the Thunderstruck one. So the kind of time that's been between the promo cards are fine. But to release the base as an SPC and then 3 weeks later come with this one, I would have preferred that EA had dropped the base SPC and then just released this one. Would be kind of better way to do it. Card looks, of course, insanely good. But the price, not many will be able to afford this straight away, but you have until the 21st of May to finish it. And we'll be in, I think, Team of the Season territory as well. So if you start now, I think you should be able to finish it before it expires. For some, it might be a long grind. But I don't know how. He's probably going to still be good if you get him in May, but it would be nicer to get him now, of course.
Yeah, I'm going to ask John though for a second because we also have some technical issues. I think with the connection with Ingvi, but we heard everything there for now. John, 4.7 or 4.8 million. Last time we had an SPC like this with Mbappe, folder went up in price, and I can see this card turning to be out 6 million plus in a bit.
Very possibly. It would certainly break the 5.4, 5.5. I thought it might go up to John, but it's great. It's absolutely. I would love that card. Absolutely love that card. in a 4-4-2, and I'd play him as a CM. However, I've not got the fodder because I've done far too many icon packs or icon picks, and I don't have the coins because I've ripped some packs as well, which I sort of regret. So I don't think I'll manage it. So,
I think this is an amazing card. I
absolutely.
think this is an amazing price for this SBC. Although I know it's 4 point something or 5 point something sounds awfully high. One, this card will be 15 million extinct at the market. So you can get this, everyone could get this card for a third of the price you'd buy him off the market, I think.
Yes.
Putting him 60 days in is absolutely fantastic. And I know people say, yeah, but there's a lot of 91 rated SBCs and 90 rated SBCs, but we're already getting some 90 rated cards in packs and stuff. We're in the midst of team of the season when this ends. And that should generate enough fodder, I think, to get it done. If you want to do
I
it
agree.
today,
I was going to say, I agree with that, John. I think the problem is when you're in team of the season, you're probably going to be rolling around in those blues, 96, 97s, whoever it is, Jude Bellingham's and so
yeah,
on.
then
And
this card is still excellent.
still
Still,
excellent, but he's maybe
yeah.
not.
The card's been going
But
to
yeah, if I
last
could
a
get him
while.
done, if I could do him within the next 4 weeks, absolutely. I just know I couldn't do him in the next 4 weeks without opening my credit card. I don't want to do that.
No, but I get what you're saying. But on the other side, I'm now going to ask Ingvi for his opinion here. But I think this is Gullit has always been like the best midfielder in the game. Stable, big, strong, special, unique body type, special player. He can do everything. He can shoot. He can be a midfielder. He can be a center defense midfielder. He can attack. Like 90 shooting, 97 shot power, 95 long shots. He is very fast, 1990. He can also defend. This is just all round. I'm just going to say it. Probably the best player in game, even throughout team of the season. Ingve?
Yeah, he's been added the CDM position as well with holding plus
Plus,
which,
plus.
yeah, which is really nice.
And anticipate. Intercept plus. So.
Yeah, so he's fitting the meta. I guess he's gonna be in the 4-2-1-3
I mean,
teams.
if you look at his play styles, he's only got one cam role. So even though he's got the cam position, he's not designed for that. He's certainly. Oh, sorry, I apologise, John. Yeah, two. But yeah, I just think for me, box to box, two, brilliant.
Yeah. I'd love to hear what everyone thinks in chat, though, or in the comments. But I think when this card came out tonight, there were a lot of people being negative about the price. And you know me, I'm not a SBC grinder, not in the nearest way. But I think 60 days to get it done. If you don't, this is a card you actually grind towards. All fodder you got, you put it in this, right? You slowly go into coming towards that phase where you're able to put them into your team, which I think could be pretty rewarding. If you want to have a big advantage, you should try to get them in your team now. But I think that's going to be really hard for most people currently, of course. But I also think that then it's fine because now that card would be broken to face, like overpowered. But in 4 to 6 weeks, when there's still 2 weeks left for them to do, I think this card is still very, very good. But there are a couple of alternatives that will get closer to him, and that's also fine. I dig them doing it, but I do have to agree with Ingvi that putting the base in first for a couple of weeks and then coming back with another version of the SBC. I hate when they do that though, because that other one wasn't cheap either, right?
Yeah, both are active at the same time, so it's like, imagine you have one squad left and of the 91, and you see this one pops up, and it's like, oh, yeah, heartbreaking. I wish that there could be a second version of the new SBC where you could chunk in the 90 rated SBC version. To kind of cut down the cost of the new one. That would be more fair, but I don't think EA will do that. But that could have been cool, of course.
I think it's hard to implement, but I do agree that if you have a basic version of a card and there's a new version coming out and it's an SBC, it's a really cool idea to allow you to upgrade that card through that means, I suppose.
Yeah, just chunk off a few of the SBCs at least. So the high
When
rated
there's
ones.
Mbappe in your team, player of the month, Mbappe, that helps. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and when the second player of the month Mbappe comes,
Exactly.
then yeah,
Or Salah. I mean,
yeah, there are a few cards
but
getting a few.
is this? Would you rate this a must do in V or a could do? Because I don't think it's a skip for anyone. But
It's not a must do because there are so many good midfielders in the game. It could do if you have the possibility to grind towards. But I still think with the midfielders I have, I'll be fine. And I will get better ones when team of the season. But of course, Gullit would be really cool to have. I haven't seen him that often so far in the game cycle at all, to be honest. So I don't think he has been before until now that super meta that he used to be the earlier years. So I'm a little bit interested to see reviews as people have used him in champs and rivals, etc., to see if this card is as good as what he looks, because he looks like one, as you said, one of the best midfielders in the game.
I agree, and I think the reason we haven't seen him that much is he's also just 1.4 million for the most expensive version currently.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's because there's so many alternative, and the freezing down, of course, does not does not help his value either. But man, am I in love with this card, that 94 rated, and I wish I could grind towards him. But as always with these SBCs, I'm so hesitant to start a big SBC and realize I'll run out of time in the end.
Yeah.
That would like also knowing that it's the week, it finishes the week after we have the Creed event, which is of course awesome, and we'll play FIFA, but I definitely don't have any time to grind before that. It's making me a little bit nervous to get started, but might have to check out the club, see if we can tick off a couple of those high rated, because it has 591 rated squads needed.
Yeah. If I hadn't done the CR7 SPC, I would be able to do with fodder, I think.
I think that's the problem, isn't it? Most people have
I'm glad I
sunk
didn't
their
start
fodder into something big already.
Yeah, if started Yaya, I had no chance, but I didn't do that at least. So I think a few people that started Yaya will have a little bit regrets now, because Gullit looks much better.
Yeah, I think you are definitely correct there. I'm glad I didn't do any either Ronaldo or this one yet,
Then
or
you should,
yet.
You should have at least some fodder.
I will have some fodder. I also
20,
just have
not
20,000
23
coins left, so there's
not 23 squads worth of fodder, John.
no.
If I sacrifice a few of the promo players I packed, I don't know if I can get the 91s away. Then yeah, we'll see. But I need to just check what I have in my club and see who can be spared and who has to be sacrificed.
I'm going to say it though, because if you are able to start this SBC, or if you decide to work towards completing this SBC, I think this is one of those players that will stay in your memory. I had that Thunderstruck last year. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. I think last year.
I think there was some. Or do you mean the wild cards one?
Well, it could be 94 rated as well, I think it was. Anyway, I had one of those big fancy Gullit cards, and that card just carried me throughout the game and was this player. And it's it's so weird coming back from Gullit to a gold player at the start of the year again. And then you already miss him. So I'm very much looking forward to grinding my way towards this, although I still have that fear of not being able to complete it.
If you can get time to play the FUT champs, because there are a lot of packs there with which gives a lot of fodder. Might not give that many promo cards, but you'll get lots of fodder if you get a rank. Well, 9 or 10 wins, you should get lots of fodder from that. But of course, you need to have time to do champs as well, of course.
That is true. And it's not too many matches here. Maybe, although not this weekend, I think.
Well, Tuesday.
I'm going to say
for a week.
I'm going to say it's a must do. I'm putting it in there. I think it's a must do. This is one of those cards that will stay in your memories. This is one of those cards where you can be certain the value is there. And this is one of those cards. Can you like imagine they put out a Ronaldo, like an R9 SBC, make it 4.5 million? You would instantly say, you have to do this. I think this is the same story. This is a player that is unobtainable for so many players because normally it'd be 15 million or maybe
Extinct
14.
as well.
Extinct, yeah.
Yeah.
And now everyone could grind towards him and has 8 weeks to do so.
Yeah. If you didn't
think
do
it's
any
a really
of the
good-
big ones, it should be really possible to do it.
Yeah, I think it's a
Just
really
say it's
good move
for
from EA, except for the fact they put out the native rated a couple of weeks ago. But
Yeah,
Just to put something on that, as you were talking about, John, the price has jumped to 150,000 so far.
while recording, yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm pretty sure that will happen. And I remember with Mbappe that I had a couple of Canes laying around, which were and I think the Haaland card, the gold one, who jumped in price after 2 days with that SBC being out. So I'm not an investor, definitely not. I'm definitely not a trader, but that's you could also choose your battles here, not do him and sell your fodder. If you have tradable fodder, because that's something else entirely, fortunately. What else do you want to discuss? Do you want to take a look at the team, or do you? I don't know. Want to discuss the Norwegian weather, maybe?
No, it's been nice, but it's okay. There's an objective player from Chelsea as well. George, I think his name is. That you can unlock quite easily, I think.
All right.
Looks
I
like
haven't found him yet, so just go for it.
Yeah, he's been a very popular bronze evolution, I think. So I've seen many running around with different versions of an evolution of that player, saying that he's been quite good in game. So I think he should be quite usable if you choose to unlock him. Derek George, yep, there he is in all his glory.
He doesn't look like he's having fun on the card, though.
Doesn't.
No, he looks
too
like,
happy.
really? This is the dynamic image you picked for me? That's how he looks.
He's not a fan of the green, I think, but yeah, it's a solid card for free as well. And he's gonna, I don't know how many evolution he fits already, but probably a few.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can toss him into Gullit, especially later on.
Of course, he fits there as well. But that's just a solid card as well. So to not try something different, he can play cam, left mid, and left winger. So I don't see any huge holes or weaknesses in the stats of the card either. So
I like it. I think that's what we said last week. There are so many good players out now. The only thing is I would not buy any 4-star 4-stars. He's a 4-star 4-star, of course.
Yeah.
And I think last 2 weeks we had so many and still very cheap 5-star 5-stars on the market. I think that's a definite downgrade.
but
That is my biggest issue with Foot Birthday, maybe, is even that they make 5-star 5-star so common that everything that's not 5-star 5-star is sort of a letdown from the bat. Except if it's a defender like Beckenbauer, then I don't care too much. But for everything else, I'm like, I also have a 5-star 5-star that's pretty similar in stats. You know what? Let's do this. Because if you compare this to your Norwegian friend last week, King V, I think he's worse.
Yeah, that's true. So, but I like that EA chose someone that hasn't got lots of promo cards already. If you look at the team, yeah, there are some copy paste things that annoys me, of course, which I think is a little bit sad. I think EA should do a much better job by selecting players that doesn't have a load of promo cards. If they really, 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 really stand out, then fair enough. But I think Wirtz has 7 promo cards already.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if he's been their best players either.
He's
been
he
good,
is,
yes,
yeah.
but I think there are other players in his team that has kind of been living the
You
dream.
see it, John, when you just hovered over the specials, he's had one team of the week.
That is true, of course, yeah.
He has two
But that's
player of the
probably
month
because
though.
he has two
But
players
yeah,
of
it's
the
2
month,
player of
yeah.
the month, so I suppose, yeah, that would make him more. So he probably
He-
is deserving then of that card.
He
Yeah, I
has
was like, maybe you can't put him in a team of the week when you know he's getting a player of the month, or when you know he's getting a special card incoming again soon. So
yeah. So no, I can't say that I have watched a lot of Women's Champions League, but I think Caicedo and Jonsdottir both have a Future Stars card, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, sir.
And Barcelona have two players, Barcelona ladies. I don't know why. They are the only
Because
team that has two. I know they've been good, but I think they could have selected a player from a different team than two from Barcelona ladies.
I agree there. I think Barcelona ladies gets a little bit too much hype going around on these
Maybe
teams.
too much slow, but yeah. And of course, you were highlighting maybe the kind of hidden gem in the team as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to highlight him. I'm actually going to put him on the big screen.
Hugo Bueno.
Yes.
Bias.
Yeah, so I'm going to remain silent to let Ingvi talk about Hugo Bueno.
He's super cheap though. He's like 12, 13,000 coins. Left back with some really good defensive stats if you don't look at heading, but it's not that important. You don't see that much crossing anyways now. 90s all over than the rest of the defending stats. He's got quite good physicals, good passing. He's fast enough. He got good dribbling stats as well. 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, rapid plus, swift pops plus, normal jockey, intercept, slide tackle, technical, and press proven. So I think he could be a really fun left back. You can also play him left mid, I guess. He has the false back plus plus and wing back plus plus. So and winger as a left mid plus plus. So he can play different positions. I think it would be fun in, of course, 3 at the back. Still fine with 4 at the back as well, overlapping wing back.
Yeah, I'd say left back and just overlap with him.
With great crossing as well.
94.
Can I ask a question? Are you working on a 3-back at the minute?
You'd almost say so, eh?
Me?
Yeah, it'd be good.
No, I'm for it.
Be good at 3-back.
He's good at the full
He's just
back as
hoping
well.
people will play three
I
backs
have a few
against him.
friends. I have a few friends that's using 3 at the back now, and they like it. So I'm using 4 at the back, but I use false back a lot now. In the 4-3-3-3 formation I've been using with 2 false backs, and that's been.
I was just querying it because you've mentioned it a few times. That was all.
I might try it, but now there are players to use. So, but for that price, it looks so cheap. Just pick one up. He's gonna fit an evolution as well. So, or maybe.
Yeah, I actually bought him already, of course. Didn't even see it until you said it before the podcast. I bought it for 13,000 coins. He dropped to 12, but I mean,
Yeah, that's fine. I think. Yeah.
But this is what we said like a couple of times already. Of course I'm biased because it's a final player, right? Yeah, honestly there. But compare him. I now play the Petit card and left back, the new Petit card. This card's better for 12k.
Yeah.
That is insane, and I think that's. I can't rephrase it. This isn't the normal power curve we're facing now. This is, I wouldn't say out of control, but this is something I don't think. Yeah, we haven't seen this happen before in FC, I think, or FIFA, where every team that announced usually has great players. This one as well, of course, right? We're not actually going to mention the Mbappé's in this one. Sure, it'd be great if you pack them. But even the bad players, or cheap players, I should say, are very, very good. Most of them are. Like the Norwegian players we mentioned last year, Footburst had a whole lot of them. We got Buey now. If you spend 150,000, you can buy a team that's viable.
Yeah,
I think
that's true.
And sure, like Daniel said last week, that striker will score 8 out of 10. Well, the Ronaldo will score 9 out of 10. But that is when you would say, you know what? I'm going to put in those 4.5 millions for my Ronaldo or for my Gullit card. But that's fine. We got a free Zidane and a free Maradona to come along with that as well, right? I think you don't and this sounds weird coming from me, I know, but you don't really need to spend money on this game to enjoy this
Not
game
now.
this
No.
year and be viable.
Nope.
And how good does team of the season has to be if these cards are still?
I don't
if
know.
we could,
There's 4 playstyle plus maybe.
yeah, will that make the difference then, though?
People
Maybe not.
will default to wanting the shiny cards, and what I mean by this is we want the Hullets, the Vieiras, the Mbappes.
Yeah, but you can this year you can actually
Messi,
get the Zidane.
Yes,
You got the Zidane. You can do a Vieira SBC. You could
that's
do
what
the
I'm saying.
Gullit SBCs. That's never been the case before. We would have got one of those SBC would have cost the world and then some at the end of
Yeah.
the year. Not in February and March. I think it's been, and especially like with 5 stars from Birds, I think we are. It's hard. Like we've had this conversation before, but it's also hard. What is an upgrade for your team? Because
It's almost impossible now.
exactly, like I think Gullit is. Bueno is a nice swap, but for 12k you can try players.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters if I play from Basto or all 5 stars. Who cares, right? It's just a matter of preference. But I think with a 100k costing or 150,000k costing Marco van Basten, if he's your dream player, he'd be viable until the end of the season. Unless they introduce like 6-star, I don't know. But also, I wouldn't know what would make me choose to use a different striker in this or a different setup. And I think that's a weird place to be in, right? And for I've seen this with other games as well. For example, I don't know if you guys play Diablo.
I've played it, not currently, but I have played it.
Okay, so Diablo, you play to get gear, and once you get gear, you can play a higher difficulty level, which will drop higher gear, which will make you sure you can go to the highest difficult level, etc., etc., etc. It's a nice grind to keep going, and there's always so much gear dropping. There's so much cards in this game dropping now that will make you feel like you're still making progress, right? Once you hit the highest level, though, details are marginal. You can play 5 nights in a row and get like 0.3% more damage at the end of the week if you're lucky or you're rolling and stuff. At that stage of the game, I'm usually like, you know what, I'll wait for the next season because this isn't like really rewarding. It's sort of in the stage we're getting at this game now, where I'm like, I mean, I really like picking up these players for 12k, 20k. It's also why I don't care about my coin balance at all. And I think that's why a Gullit SBC was very much needed. It gives you something to play for that is actually an upgrade for your team. But the reason I don't put in too much time in Weekend League, except for my schedule, is also because it has to be one of those top 3 players in a team to make that weekend worth it. It's not, and all the others are replacements for the cards I already have and won't make any difference. Does that make sense for you, or I'm just feeling things
it
aren't
makes
there?
sense. So it's like
it totally makes sense. I think, like we've been saying for weeks, that every player that is now is a good player. They might not improve your team, but they're not bad players. They're not the meta players, but they're not bad players. And I can't remember which one it was. There was a couple of FIFAs ago. You used to get like Championship Player of the Year and League One Player of the Year. I remember those. I think it was an 87 rated player, and he was an upgrade for my team 3, 4, 5 FIFAs ago. And that's not the case now. That was at Team of the Season time. You're talking about an 87 rated would have potentially got into the edges of my squad. 87s now aren't even touching anywhere near your team.
No, 80 Bueno is going to get in my team, but that's the thing. And I think we can't really say that, it could be me, but I can't really say that this FIFA has been, at least after Christmas anymore, pay to win. Because you either have to pay a whole lot to get that top player, or you just spend nothing and just get a really good team still.
Yeah, that's true. People
Yeah.
are
I quite
packing.
like it, but it's also I'm sort of worried for team of the season. It has to be like this promo in. This promo is pretty cool. I think there's some fun players in there. There's some versatility in there. We haven't even talked about the heroes, but then there's a new icon coming. We got the SBCs coming, and except for Gullit, like you said with Dembele, it's like you already have a Dembele, which is better. So, it's not worth it. How good does team of the season cards have to be to make that the hype promo it's always been?
That's they need 4 playstyle pluses at least. That's one
They
thing.
all
And
need to have it then.
and they need to be good. You can't like throw acrobatic trickster and then some kind of long pass and then intercept on a center back. That won't do. They need to be the really fitting that place where they actually plays in the team.
And on that
If not, there's
caveat,
not. Yeah.
sorry, on that caveat, I know it's one of the last big promotions. If to a lot of people, it's the last big promotion, but you still got footies after that. So it's not like these cards at Team of the Season can all be 98 or 99 rated, because that's what your footies cards are. So they're going to be 96, 97 rated, maybe the odd 98. So yeah, it's going to have to be 4 playstyles. And yeah, I don't know.
And
then
5-star,
you get to
5-star.
And 5-star, 5-star. And then you get to footies where they're all just 99.
If
And
it is
that's
back to
fine.
double
I mean-
5-star, I guess, as well. You could have 5-6 playstyle pluses by footies. So
Just every card in footies has all things on gold, all playstyles. We get a striker with long throw.
could be interesting. It's going to break the game, I think. If they're
No, I do agree, right? Although they keep tuning the game, because talk about tuning the game. What has your experience been, Ingvi, with the new low driven shot? You tried it?
yeah, I've tried it,
Playstyle?
but I kind of used it already though, but not with Playstyle Plus. But I used it on other players. That type of shot, because I noticed that it was quite effective. So, but of course, with the players that has the playstyle, it's even more accurate and can score from even more crazy angles. So I like it. If you haven't tried the Gary Lineker card, it's a very clinical striker with that playstyle plus. Super cheap. And if you need a new striker and don't have a budget that big, over 80k, then go for him.
It's insane, actually, when you come to think about it. But yeah.
No.
Yeah, you
Even
wouldn't
I
say
can
that a
afford
year
these
ago.
cards.
Yeah,
No, you can't, John. You have 20k. Stop
Yeah,
it.
because I bought Marco van Basten. And of course, Bueno. And that Norwegian left winger, whose name I keep forgetting. Nusa.
Nusa.
Yeah, Nusa. Yeah. So
Now we have the Norwegian Berg as well in the promo team. If you need a link for Nusa.
Nusa is just on he's 5-star. He's on maximum cam, mate.
Yeah.
But that's not too hard with
Bundesliga.
6 icons in my team. So 7. So yeah, that won't be too difficult to do. Eh?
Yeah.
One Norwegian the coach will just make it all turn green, I guess.
Yeah. It's but this, of course, you can do some crazy evolutions now as well with a few 99s like the Brian Gill. You can have 99 pace and 99 shooting on that card, and lots of other 99 stats on a 90 rated card. I don't know what kind of team of season card is gonna kind of be better than him, to be honest, as a left winger.
Nusa will be. No, just kidding. I might have that kill card still somewhere, but I'm definitely not going to toss him into an EVO, though. Are there any players you want to discuss besides the actual team? I mean, we got the icons, which are Rivaldo, Raul, Prince, Makalele, and Desai. I honestly think Desai at 380s looks all rightish, but then again, time it doesn't.
It should be solid if you need a CDM, I think.
Yeah,
I know, isn't it mad? You're just talking about things like he'll be solid and
he'll fit an evolution later.
Oh my gosh.
That's all anybody says now. Keep on for an evolution.
Yeah, next year is going to be FC Evolution.
FC Evolutions, yeah.
Heroes, we have Lucio, really expensive, 5 million.
Crazy.
And we got Lizarazu, who is dirt cheap.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm
not as
surprised
good.
at that.
Yeah, not as good as Bueno probably, but very good nevertheless.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. 4-star, 5-star for 200 something K.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
insane
a
card.
good card, yeah. I think it's a little bit smaller than Bueno. That's the only
Yes,
5'6".
Bueno is 178 something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's 169. I don't know the other measurements on the guy, but 4-star, 5-star, both of them actually. I think both are fast. Bueno, both can cross really well. Lisa Zoom might be a little bit better in defending, but generally speaking, pretty similar. Just a 200.
Lizarazu's playstyle plus wasted on slide tackle because we really shouldn't be tackling.
Yeah, that's the joke.
From a coach's perspective, there should be no slide tackling.
No,
I think he should get penalized for that though, having that playstyle.
There's one player, one hero I'm looking forward to when he gets his promo card, because that's usually crazy fun every year. It's Peter Crouch.
Oh yes, so much fun.
For me, it was at least hilarious last year. He was so good, and he fit an evolution as well, and he lasted even longer.
To be fair, I faced him in a rivals game, and it was 5-5, and he scored 2 goals from midfield, evoed into a 90-rated midfielder.
You are correct though, because he hasn't had any upgrades yet, right, this year?
Not yet, no.
No,
Just
so we only have his
few.
85 base cards. That's weird.
Yeah. So he I think there's the team 2 of Dream Chasers, so he might pop up next week. We don't know. Hopefully soon.
Probably, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm gonna try him. I get on well with the tall strikers.
Yeah,
I think there's something about that, because I've got team of the year, or team of the season, whatever one it is, Eusebio and Cantona, and I get much more.
Hear this guy out.
Yeah. Team of the year ones, yeah.
Yeah, and I've got team of the year and Van Dijk as well. But that's by the by. I get more out of Cantona, my playstyle, than I get out of Eusebio.
Yeah. There are just some players that click. That's what I don't like about the meta. Everybody said this is the most meta, but what is meta for one person definitely is not the meta for another one. So,
well, to be fair, meta is, of course, the most effective tactics available.
Yeah, but it might not fit my style, so it can be
true. But that still doesn't mean the other one isn't the meta. It's still the meta. It just doesn't fit you. But generally speaking, would be the best way to play the game, I think. Although with
Which
this year's game,
4,
I think
2,
there's
1, 3 through.
yeah, probably the
I know,
most.
but
slide tackling all over.
And no, but it's probably the most effective way. But I think the other ways aren't far off, and that's been way different in previous years as well.
Yeah,
you can pretty much play any formation to a certain degree for sure. So
yeah, and so many players can fit. Yeah, it's
which is nice. So yeah,
full of options. I will give them that. For all my criticisms, I will absolutely give them that. There's
more variety.
There's a couple of things to applaud them for. I think the free to play has been better than ever for a couple of months now. I think high rate players were given for free. Rated players, essential players are now in SBCs, and those aren't priced too bad either. I even think Gullit is well priced. Food birthday I guess you didn't pack anything, but still I think it was a pretty successful promotion.
It wasn't awful, but it wasn't bad. But the problem I had with there were an evolution pretty much every day, but almost all of them were paid.
So, yeah, and I think that's the difference. I didn't look at the.
So normally I wouldn't skip many evolutions, but I can't remember. I've skipped so many of the paid ones because they could have been fun, but they wouldn't improve my team, so I wouldn't do it. But if it was a little bit more balanced, I would probably do more.
And I would agree with that, Evie, as well, because there were a couple would move like a couple of my Sage players to 90 or 91 rated, and then I thought all I'm doing is locking them out of the next Evo till the 90s, 91s can be evoed. So I'll wait on this 88 or 89 till a better evo puts them to 91. And that defeats the purpose of evoing.
Yeah,
That's fair.
And when you pay, like, let's say, between 50 to 150,000 coins and have to play like between 14 to maybe 20 matches as well, I think that's too much. When you pay for an evolution, it shouldn't be over 10 matches, in my opinion, unless the stats are like insanely crazy. But there hasn't been any evolution. So maybe the blueprint one, Team of the Year, that's the one was worth 500,000 coins. Fair enough. If you, but other than that, I think that wasn't that many matches either. So that's
Nah.
EA need to. I think it would be nice if EA could adjust some of these. The free ones is fair enough. You need to do more matches, but the paid ones shouldn't.
And in their defence, this has been the first real year of genuine, so many evos. Last year there were, and
Yeah,
they've done a good job of stopping the breaking of evos where people were getting 92 rated months put into the game.
I had a
Not at the end of the
99
game.
rated center back.
Yeah, so I like the way they're keeping that bit in line. I still think some of the frustrations are, again, I had a player, he's got one too many physical. So even though he's like 85 or 87 rated, he's got one too many physical and he can't go into an Evo. And you're like, oh, come on, just put the
they
cap
should
on.
just the cap on that.
And says, right, he can't get his physical past 92, but don't stop him because he's got 87.
Yeah, that's.
And I think they'll learn and improve that for next year. But right now, talking this one, they're the frustrations.
Yeah, I will. It is what it is, and I think the things they're doing currently is generally speaking much better. And I've seen little mistakes, or far less mistakes than ever during the past couple of weeks. Gameplay patches has been there. We got updates. We got updated rosters. We got new players in. Promotions are, I think, pretty good actually. SPCs are on par. If I'm honest, generally, I think I'm pretty happy at the state of the game's in currently.
I'm still waiting though for the Super Sub edition thing that
was the only thing I was wondering. It's still not here, so
yeah, it was announced with not the patch that was released now, but the patch before that.
Was that not coming soon? Coming
yeah,
in
but
the future?
it should come before the next patch, though. In my opinion.
Next week, with last time you said that, we got it like a day later. So who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully next week. Yeah. Interesting to see how that works out.
Definitely. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this Friday evening. And of course, thank you for listening and watching us, of course. If you like the show, you can always go to patreon.com/FUT IN review to put in a little money and make sure we are able to keep doing this. And if you're not able to put in any money, that's totally fine. Just give us a sub, a like, a 5-star review on either Spotify or Apple Podcast, and or tell your friends and family about it. If everyone just tells someone else and that someone else does play this show, we're helpful. We're very grateful for your help, I'd say. My voice is now totally breaking down, which means it's time for my weekend. Guys, thank you so much. Leaves us with one thing left to do, and that is to
drop it.
Drop it.
You.
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 T. In review.
You.